You walk into a room, nobody announced you. You're not the loudest person there, you're not trying to get attention, yet people notice. Conversations pause, eyes turn. Something about your presence demands attention without demanding anything. That's magnetic aura. And it's not luck, it's not genetics, it's not something you're born with. It's the natural result of specific internal qualities that radiate outward. Qualities that can be deliberately developed through ancient Stoic principles. Here's what most people misunderstand. Magnetic presence isn't about performance. It's about authenticity so complete that people feel it before you say a word. The ancient Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius commanded rooms without raising his voice. Seneca influenced emperors without manipulation. Epictetus inspired thousands despite being born a slave. Their magnetic quality came from inner mastery that created outer presence. Today, you're learning how to develop that same quality. Not tricks, not techniques. Real transformation that makes you genuinely magnetic. Let's start with the foundation. Complete self-possession. Magnetic people are completely at home in their own skin. No fidgeting, no nervous energy, no need to fill silence, no scanning the room for validation. They're fully present and completely comfortable exactly where they are. This creates an energy field that others feel immediately. Most people are so uncomfortable with themselves that they're constantly leaking nervous energy. Checking their phone, looking around, adjusting their appearance, seeking reassurance. This scattered energy repels rather than attracts. But when you're genuinely comfortable being you, flaws and all, that comfort creates space for others to relax around you. Your centeredness gives them permission to be centered. Epictetus taught that freedom comes from accepting yourself completely, not arrogantly, not apologetically, just accepting what is. This acceptance creates presence that's magnetic because it's rare. Here's your practice. Spend 5 minutes daily sitting in complete stillness. No phone, no distraction. Just you, sitting with yourself. Feel the discomfort. Notice the urge to move, to check something, to do anything except be still. Don't act on it, just observe. Over time, this builds comfort with yourself that translates into magnetic presence. The second element is emotional self-mastery. Magnetic people don't react, they respond. There's a pause between what happens and how they act. In that pause lives all their power. Someone insults them, they remain calm. Crisis unfolds, they stay centered. Chaos erupts. They become the eye of the storm. This emotional regulation isn't suppression, it's mastery. They feel everything. But feelings don't control their actions. This creates trust. People gravitate toward those who remain stable when everything else is falling apart. Your calm becomes their anchor. Marcus Aurelius ruled during plague, war, and constant crisis. His ability to remain centered made him naturally magnetic to those seeking leadership and stability. Practice this. When you feel strong emotion rising, pause for 3 breaths before responding, every time. This gap between stimulus and response is where magnetic presence lives. The third quality is purposeful living. Magnetic people aren't drifting. They're building something. They have direction. They know where they're going and why. This purpose creates natural confidence. You're not seeking validation because you're fulfilled by meaningful work. You're not needy because purpose provides internal satisfaction. Purpose also creates natural scarcity. You don't have unlimited time for everyone because you're committed to something important. This makes your attention valuable. People are drawn to purpose like moths to flame, not because they want something from you, because purpose itself is magnetic in a purposeless world. Seneca wrote that a ship without a destination catches no favorable wind. The person with clear purpose harnesses all winds toward their goal. What's your purpose? If you can't answer immediately, find it. Everything else depends on this foundation. The fourth element is genuine presence. When magnetic people talk to you, you feel like you're the only person in the world. They're not scanning the room. They're not half listening while thinking about their response. They're fully with you. This complete attention is incredibly rare and deeply attractive. It makes people feel seen, heard, and valued in ways they rarely experience. Most people are so busy performing or planning their next words that they're never truly present. Their attention is always divided. This creates a feeling of hollowness in interactions. But when you're genuinely present, people feel the difference immediately. Your attention becomes the gift everyone wants. Practice this. In every conversation, focus completely on the other person for the first 60 seconds before thinking about your response. Just listen. Really hear them. Notice what happens. The fifth quality is comfortable with power. Magnetic people don't apologize for taking up space. They don't diminish themselves to make others comfortable. They don't play small, but they also don't dominate or overshadow. They're simply comfortable with their own power and presence. This balance, owning your space without stealing others, is what creates magnetic energy. You're confident, but not arrogant. Present, but not overwhelming. Strong, but not dominating. Most people swing between making themselves small or making themselves artificially large. Both extremes repel. The middle ground attracts. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the world, but remained humble. He owned his authority without being oppressive. That balance made him magnetic. The sixth element is mysterious depth. Magnetic people have layers. You sense there's more beneath the surface. They don't share everything immediately. They reveal themselves gradually. This isn't manipulation. It's having genuine depth that takes time to discover. A rich inner life, complex thoughts, varied interests, real substance. People are intrigued by depth. They want to dig deeper. They keep coming back to discover more layers. The shallow person reveals everything in the first conversation. There's nothing more to discover. They become boring quickly, regardless of how charming they are initially. Develop your inner life deliberately. Read widely. Think deeply. Have complex opinions. Cultivate interests that fascinate you. This creates the depth that makes you endlessly interesting. The seventh quality is outcome independence. Magnetic people aren't attached to specific outcomes. They're interested but not needy, engaged but not desperate. They want things to work but don't need them to work. This creates calm confidence. You're playing to win, but you're fine with losing. You're pursuing goals but not devastated by failure. This independence is attractive because neediness repels and desperation is toxic. When you're not desperate for any outcome, people relax around you. Epictetus taught that we should do our best while accepting that results are beyond our control. This creates inner peace and outer magnetism. Practice this. Notice when you're attached to outcomes, when you need something to happen a certain way. Consciously release that attachment while maintaining your effort. The eighth element is physical vitality. Magnetic presence requires physical energy. If you're tired, depleted, or unhealthy, no amount of inner work creates magnetic presence. Your body is the vehicle for your energy. When it's strong, healthy, and vital, that vitality radiates outward. People feel it before you speak. This isn't about looking perfect, it's about being energetically alive, moving with confidence, breathing deeply, occupying your body fully. Most people are disconnected from their bodies. They live entirely in their heads. This creates a hollowness that kills magnetic presence. The Stoics emphasized physical health as essential for mental health. Marcus Aurelius trained physically despite ruling an empire. Make this non-negotiable. Move your body daily, not for appearance, for vitality. The energy you generate through movement becomes magnetic presence. The ninth quality is authentic confidence, not bravado, not arrogance, not performance. Real confidence that comes from knowing yourself deeply, accepting your flaws, and valuing yourself appropriately. This confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It simply is. You know your worth without needing to prove it. You acknowledge your value without needing to defend it. Authentic confidence creates safety. People relax around you because they sense you're not competing or comparing. You're just being who you are with quiet certainty. False confidence is loud and fragile. Real confidence is quiet and unshakable. The difference creates the difference between repelling and attracting. Build this through competence. Get good at things. Develop real skills. Face real challenges. Authentic confidence comes from real achievement and honest self-assessment. The 10th element is selective availability. Magnetic people aren't always available. They have boundaries. They protect their time and energy. They say no without guilt. This selectivity increases value. When your attention is rare, it becomes precious. When you're always available, your presence loses impact. This isn't playing games, it's genuinely valuing your time enough to be selective about how you spend it. Seneca wrote about time as our most valuable resource. The person who treats their time carelessly signals low value. The person who protects it signals high value. The 11th quality is emotional intelligence. Magnetic people read rooms accurately. They understand unspoken dynamics. They sense what people need and adapt appropriately. This isn't manipulation, it's genuine attunement to others. You notice subtle cues. You adjust your energy to match what the situation requires. Sometimes you bring energy to a low-energy room. Sometimes you bring calm to chaos. Sometimes you bring levity to heaviness. You read what's needed and provide it. This flexibility makes you valuable in any situation. People want you around because you improve the energy wherever you go. Develop this through observation. Watch people. Notice patterns. Pay attention to non-verbal communication. This awareness becomes magnetic presence. The 12th and final element is integrated wholeness. Magnetic people are the same person in every context. They're not performing different roles for different audiences. They're integrated and whole. This consistency creates trust. People sense there's no gap between who you present yourself as and who you actually are. That authenticity is deeply magnetic. Most people are fragmented. They're one person at work, another with friends, another with family. This fragmentation creates an unsettled energy that repels. But integrated wholeness creates solid presence. You're reliably you. This reliability is magnetic because it's rare. Marcus Aurelius wrote about living according to your nature and principles. This integration of values and actions creates natural magnetism. Here's your practical roadmap for developing magnetic presence. Daily physical practice. Move your body with intention. Build the vitality that creates presence. Daily stillness. Practice. Sit with yourself in silence. Build comfort with who you are. Purposeful work. Engage in meaningful projects that fulfill you beyond validation. Presence training. In every interaction, give complete attention for the first minute before thinking about your response. Emotional regulation. Pause 3 breaths between stimulus and response, every time. Depth development. Read, think, and cultivate genuine interests that fascinate you. Boundary setting. Practice saying no to things that don't serve your highest good. All of these practices work together to create the internal state that radiates outward as magnetic presence. This isn't quick. Real transformation takes months, even years, but every day you practice, you become slightly more magnetic. The compound effect is extraordinary. The Stoics understood that character is built through daily practice, not dramatic gestures. Small choices compound into fundamental transformation. If you're ready to develop genuine magnetic presence through character building rather than performance tricks, comment below. I choose authenticity. Remember, the most magnetic people aren't trying to be magnetic. They've developed such complete inner mastery that magnetism is the natural result. Build the foundation. The presence follows.